You spoke, we listened. And now a plan is coming into focus. On November 1st, 2016, the City of Lake Stevens, together with the urban planning firm Crandall Arambula, hosted the second in a series of public meetings on the development of a downtown sub-area plan. This meeting came at a critical midpoint in the process, where ideas began to take shape and citizens could see the outlines of a plan. Or in the language of the process, we identify the fundamental elements, which include a number of public improvements and potential public-private partnerships necessary to leverage desirable private investment and redevelopment. These fundamental elements reflect the desires of the community as expressed in public discussions and surveys gathered up to this point. Keep in mind, these are the big ideas, the general project goals. Specific decisions are still to come and will be made in an open, transparent, and timely way. However, these plans reflect both the scope of what was desired by the public and what can be practically delivered as understood by experts in the field of urban planning. So, let's jump right in. A project goal cited most often was to increase visibility, use, and access to the lake, or as we like to say, put the lake back into Lake Stevens. Related to that was a desire to create a public gathering space or a plaza near the water. To do both, we're proposing a substantial expansion of North Cove Park. The current park is located behind existing structures, with no connection to the lake from Main Street or the surrounding area. But by expanding the park in all directions, especially toward Main and Lakeshore Drive, we open up that area, both for clear views and an expanded public space. We know that both the library and City Hall need to be moved due to space constraints. The remaining city property would be ideal for park expansion. Now, the property to the northwest corner of the proposed expansion is privately owned, and the owner has plans for development. However, conceptually, it's worth considering what can be done if the city were to engage the owner in purchasing that property. If it is privately developed, alterations would have to be made, but as you can see, the essential concept for park expansion can still be carried out. This preliminary scheme shows an outline of the existing park. You can see how much larger the space could be and the potential for views of the lake from the surrounding streets. Some grading of the hillside would be ideal as well, which would offer a more natural slope, provide excellent sight lines from the street, and a larger area for public events. Also, the front section of the park can be fashioned into a plaza along Main Street, and the water side made into either a beach or boardwalk. We also heard from you that you'd like to see more civic uses in the downtown area. To accomplish this, we're proposing the city work with existing owners to the south of the park to bring in community and conference facilities. This area could include a senior and family center and multi-purpose areas. This would be a place for community meetings and classes available for nonprofit and public uses, as well as for private events on a rental basis, such as conference activities and corporate retreats. Near that area is the city boat launch and parking lot. This proposal looks to build on the rich history of rowing in the area and create lakeside rowing facilities. This area might also include day moorage and space for other water sports as well. Now, to maximize accessibility and make Main Street a place people will go out of their way to visit and be an attractive environment for new retail, dining, and entertainment uses, we reimagined the street in the model of a complete street. As an example, the area of Main in front of North Cove Park could be widened on one side to make room for sidewalks, a protected off-street bikeway, a line of trees, and even additional on-street parking. The same plan could be carried out south along Main to 16th Street and north to 20th. There are many more details on our website describing how this can be done, including the original presentation from the November 1st meeting. We believe it's also important to emphasize retail development. We propose that the city-owned area north of First Baptist Church and south of the proposed North Cove Park expansion be used for such development and shops be built within the character of the historic Lake Stevens community. The city is currently evaluating the best place to relocate City Hall. As part of this proposal, we are considering the option to keep City Hall downtown and move it to an area behind Jay's Market alongside a new municipal parking lot. Either way, this additional parking will be a welcome relief for downtown drivers, and as the need arises, we can even consider building a parking garage in the future. And the options can be amazingly attractive. Finally, we're proposing better neighborhood connections to downtown, as well as to schools, parks, and the Centennial Trail for pedestrians and bicycles. Here's an example of what could happen along 20th Street at the corner of Main. Another key connection would be along Lakeshore Drive, where we can consider a number of options to create a connection between North Cove Park and the swim beach. Once again, there's much more detail on what can be done along these corridors on our website and in the original presentation. So, what's next? Well, that depends on you. We want to know what you think. Go to our website and look for how you can get involved. Follow us on Twitter or Facebook. Attend future meetings, and when sought, fill out surveys so we can record your opinions. And tell your friends and neighbors. Our hope is that the community as a whole will have input in this ongoing process to make downtown Lake Stevens everything we hope it can be.